of Swami Vivekananda. We begin the worship by worshipping Shri Ram Krishna, Holy Mother, and Swami Vivekananda, because these three forms are in reality one. There has never been such a spiritual power that has emerged. And this power, Swami Vivekananda himself says, it will last for thousands of years. We are just seeing the beginning of it. I, in a way, representative of all of you worshipping Swami Vivekananda. We begin the worship by first invoking that universal consciousness designated as Vishnu, and whose symbol is the sun. Om Sarvamangalam Varenyam Varadam Shubham Narayanam Namaskritya Sarvakarmani Karayet. We salute Vishnu, Narayana, who is the doer of all work. May he impel us in this worship today. Om Vishnu, Om Vishnu, Om Vishnu. Om Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Suraya Diviva Chakshuratatam Om Apavitra Pavitro Va Sarvavastan Gatopiva Yasmaret Pundari Kaksha Sabahi Abhyantara Suchi. This prayer is to purify everything, that which is unholy, to make it holy, and to have Vishnu as a witness to all our activities, one who is the impeller of all actions and all thoughts. Adara Shakti Adibhyo Namaha. But Nama, 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 Nama,
Guru ke charan jita dhariye mita, Prabhu ke charan jita dhariye mita, na kariye durjana ki sangat, na kariye durjana ki sangat, Guru ke charan jita dhariye mita Prabhu ke charana jita dhariye mita Guru ka naam avinashi pad hai Guru ka naam avinashi pad hai Katat roga mara ho jaye Nath sada sivarana kariye Guru ke charana jita dhariye mita Prabhu ke charana jita dhariye mita na kariye dur jana ki sangat na kariye dur jana ki sangat Guru ke charana jita dhariye mita Prabhu ke charana jita dhariye mita
Om. एष गंधपुष्प आदर शक्त्यादिभ्यो नमः। ओम अस्यासनवेशना मेरु पृष्ठ ऋषि सूतलम चंद कूर्मो देवता आसनो भवेशन विनयो। ओम पृथिवी त्वया धृतां लोकान् देवी त्वं विष्णुना धृत त्वं च धारय मां नित्यं पवित्रं कुरु चासनम्। This is a prayer to the Mother Earth, so that she be stabilized and maybe she be peace to all beings. Om Adara Shaktyadibhyo Kamalasana Namaha. Then we worship the Gurus. Aing Gurubhyo Namaha. Aing Parama Gurubhyo Namaha. Aing Paratpara Gurubhyo Namaha. Aing Parameshti Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Aing Sarvadeva Devi Swarupaya Shri Ram Krishnaya Namaha. Astraya Fat. This is to ward off all unpleasant things while we are worshipping. At the 3 levels of existence and in the 10 directions. This is to worship all the flowers that ever flower and have ever flowered on earth. Om Pushpe Pushpe Mahapushpe Supushpe Pushpa Sambhave Pushpa Cha Vakirne Cha Om Fat Swaha. The following are to purify the mantras themselves. Ang eng ang kang eng kang chang eng chang tang eng tang pang eng fang yang eng yang shang eng shang. Rang. This is to protect the place of worship from any kind of disembodied beings.
সকলি তোমারি ইচ্ছা মই তারা তুমি তোমার কর্ম তুমি করো মা লোকে বলে করি আমি সকলি তোমারি ইচ্ছা পঙ্কে বাধ করো করি পঙ্গুরে লঙ্ঘাগিরি পঙ্কে বাধ করো করি পঙ্গুরে লঙ্ঘাগিরি কারে দাম ব্রহ্মপাদ কারে কর আধগামী কারে দাম ব্রহ্মপাদ কারে কর আধগামী সকলি তোমারি ইচ্ছা মই তারা তুমি তোমার কর্ম তুমি করো মা লোকে বলে করি আমি সকলি তোমারি ইচ্ছা আমি যন্ত্র তুমি যন্ত্রী আমি ঘর তুমি ঘরণী আমি যন্ত্র তুমি যন্ত্রী আমি ঘর তুমি ঘরণী আমি রথ তুমি রথি যেমনি চালাও তেমনি চলি আমি রথ তুমি রথি যেমনি চালাও তেমনি চলি সকলি তোমারি ইচ্ছা মই তারা তুমি তোমার কর্ম তুমি করো মা লোকে বলে করি আমি সকলি তোমারি ইচ্ছা
The pranayama is for purifying the prana of the worshipper after the external body and the senses have been fine-tuned to worship. The principle is one must become divine to worship the divine. The next stage is to purify the entire subtle body and the causal body. So this entails meditation. So I would like you all to sit quietly and meditate and feel your own divinity Om Bhuta Shringata Chiram Shishumna Patena Jiva Shiva Parama Shiva Yojayami Swaha. Om Yang Linga Shariram Shoshaya Shoshaya Swaha. Om Sankocha Shariram Daha Daha Swaha. Om Paramashiva Shushumna Patena Mula Shringatun Mula Solasa Jvala Jvala Prajvala Prajvala Soham Hamsa Swaha. The individual self is called Jiva. The universal self is called Shiva. One has to merge the Jiva into the Shiva and then think of yourself as that Shiva, the one who is auspicious and the supreme soul dwelling in all beings. Till the end of the puja, one worships Shiva as Shiva, not as Jiva. Ang Hung Fat Swaha. Ang Hung Fat Swaha. Soham. Think of your individuality as one with God. Ang Ring Krong Yang Rang Lang Wang Shang Sang Sang Ong Hangsa Shri Ram Krishna Devataya Prana Iha Prana. Ang Ring Krong Yang Rang Lang Wang Shang Sang Sang Ong Hangsa Shri Ram Krishna Devataya Jiva Iha Stita. Ang Ring Krong Yang Rang Lang Wang Shang Sang Sang Hong Hangsa Shri Ram Krishna Devataya Sarvendriyani. Ang Ring Krong Yang Rang Lang Wang Shang Sang Sang Hong Hangsa Shri Ram Krishna Devataya Vang Manas Chakshu Shrotra Grana Prana Iha Gatam Chiram Tishtantu Swaha. We invoke the divinity within us by inviting Shri Ram Krishna to be established in our life, in our souls, in our bodies, and in our senses. Om Asya Matrika Mantrasya Brahma Rishi Gayatri Chanda Devi Matrika Saraswati Halo Bijani Swara Shaktaya Avyaktam Kilakam Sarvabhishta Siddhaye Lipinyasa Viniyoga. Om Brahmane Rishaye Namaha. Om Gayatri Chandase Namaha. Om Matrika Saraswati Devataye Namaha. Om Halbhyo Bijebhyo Namaha. Om Swarebhyo Shaktibhyo Namaha. Om Avyaktam Kilakaya Namaha.
We'll sing Esheche Nutan Manush on page 20. Esheche Nutan Manush Degdi Jodi Hai Jole Esheche Nutan Manush Degdi Jodi ai chole tar vivek varya jhuli dui kadhe shada jhule tar vivek varya jhuli dui kadhe shada jhule je chenutan manush dekhi jodi ai chole je chenutan manush dekhi jodi ai chole Shri Badone Mama Bani Hari Ganga Cholile Brahma Mai Galo Madin Dakha Tora Idile Bole Brahma Mai Galo Madin Dakha Tora Idile Jenutan Manush Dekhi Jodi ai chole Jenutan Manush Dekhi Jodi ai chole Najdika Gyani Nare Shoral Kathai Shikhale Jai Kali Jai Krishna Nam Bhed Akule Jai Kali Jai Krishna Nam Bhed Akule Eshe Jenutan Manush Dekhi Jodi ai chole Jenutan Manush Dekhi Jodi ai chole Aqua water bunny Bari Ram Dai Jale Allah Gari Shamusha Kali Nam Bhede Vale Allah Gari Shamusha Kali Nam Bhede Vale Eshe Jenutan Manush Dekhi Jodi ai chole Eshe Jenutan Manush Dekhi Jodi ai chole Vinodani Gyani Mani Vijay Nai Jati Kule Upon Hara Pagol Para Sharole Ne Harile Upon Hara Pagol Para Sharole Ne Harile Eshe Jenutan Manush Dekhi Jodi ai chole Eshe Jenutan Manush Dekhi Jodi ai chole Dubahu Duliye Rake ai re torai chole Toder Tare Kripa Kore Boshe Achi Virale Joton Kori Parer Tori Bedechi Bhaver Kule Eshe Jenutan Manush Dekhi Jodi ai chole Jenutan Manush Dekhi Jodi ai chole
Trambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityurmukshiyamamritat. While worshipping the principal deity, the other deities should not be neglected, and so we have offered flowers to all the classes of all the gods and all the goddesses that are mentioned in the scriptures. We also worship Shiva, who is the absolute and the support of all Shakti. Without worshipping Shiva, no worship can ever proceed. then the Shakti is worshipped also. Om Gauriye Namaha. Om Baneshwaraya Narakarnavataranaya Jnana Pradaya Karunamaya Sagaraya Karpura Kundala Davalendajdadaraya Daridrya Dukkha Dahanaya Namah Shivaya. This is the prayer for that absolute being, so that our miserable poverty and pain, spiritual poverty and pain, be destroyed. Om Hring Pita Devata Bhyo Namaha. Om Hring Pita Shakti Bhyo Namaha. This is to worship those same gods and goddesses which are outside, also are within. Om Aing Sarvadeva Devi Swarupaya Sri Ram Krishnaya Namah. Ityasya mantrasya Brahma Rishi Gayatri Chanda Sarvadeva Devi Swarupaya Sri Ram Krishnaya Namaha. Om Brahma Nirshaya Namaha. Om Gayatri Chandase Namaha. Om Aing Sarvadeva Devi Swarupaya Sri Ram Krishnaya Namaha. Aing Angushtabhyam Namaha. Rang Tarjanibhyam Swaha Mam Madhyamabhyam Vausat Kringanamikabhyam Hum Kyan Kanishtabhyam Vausat Aing Ram Karatalpishtabhyam Astrayafam Aing Hridaya Namaha. Rang Shirasesva Mam Shikaya Vausat Kring Kavachaya Hum Shan Netrabhyam Vausat Aing Ram Karatalpishtabhyam Astrayafat. The various parts of the body, gross, subtle, and causal, are established in mantras. With this, one awakens these mantras which are within. This is the meditation on Shri Ram Krishna. Please close your eyes and meditate. Om Hridaya Kamala Madhye Rajitam Nirvikalpam Sada Sada Kila Bheda Titameka Swarupam Prakriti Vikriti Shunyam Nityamanandamurti Vimala Paramahamsam Ramakrishnam Bhajama Nirupamamati Sukshmam Nishprapancham Niriham Sada Sada Kila Bheda Sarva Bhuta Divasam Triguna Rahita Satchit Brahmarupam Varenyam Vimala Paramahamsam Ramakrishnam bhajam. I worship Shri Ram Krishna in his fourfold aspects as embodied, and then the higher embodiment as the universe, then Shri Ram Krishna's higher reality as the absolute, and then finally Shri Ram Krishna as a reality even beyond the absolute. Vitaritam avatirnam jnana bhakti prashanti pranaya galita chittam jiva dukkha sahishnum dhrita sahaja samadhim chinmayam komalangam vimala paramahamsam ramakrishnam bhajama. That reality has come to take away a pain. This is part of the mental worship. Keep on meditating on your own divinity as situated in your heart. Om Ritpadmasanam Dadhyat Sahasrachyutamamrite Padyam Charanayor Dadhyat Manastvargam Nivedayet Tenamritena Chumaniyam Snaniyam Tena Cha Smitam Akashatattvam Vastram Syad Gandha Syad Gandha Tattvakam Chittam prakalpayet pushpam dhupam pranam prakalpayet tejas tattvam chadipartam naivedyam syat sudambadi anahatadvanir gantha vayu tattvam chachamaram sahasraram bhavet chatram shabda tattvam chagitakam nityam indriya karmani chanchalyam manasastata Sumekalam Padmamalam Pushpam Nana Vidam Tata Amaya Dhair Bhava Pushpair Archayet Bhava Gocharam Amayam Manahankaram Ragam Amadam Tata Amohakam Madambam Cha Advekshaksho Bato Tata Amatsaryam Malobam Cha Dasha Pushpam Vidurbuda Ahimsa Paramam Pushpam Pushpam Indriya Nigraha Daya Pushpam, Kshama Pushpam, Jnana Pushpam cha Panchamam. Iti Panchadashe Bhava Pushpair Sampujayet Shivam.
We'll sing Ramakrishna Charana Sharaje on page 26. Krishna Charana Sharaje Majore Manam Madhubamor Rama Krishna Charana Sharaje Majore Manam Madhubamor देखो ना है विभोर राम कृष्ण चरण शरज मजरे मोरम मधुबम राम कृष्ण जनम मरण विषम व्याधि निरवधि कथा সহিবে আর প্রেম বিজুষ বিহারে শ্রীপদে প্রেম বিজুষ বিহারে শ্রীপদে ভাবেরি যাতনা রবে না তো রাম কৃষ্ণ চরণ সরজে মজরে মনম মধুবমোর রাম কৃষ্ণ ধর্ম ধর্ম সুখ দুঃখ শান্তি জ্বালা দ্বন্দ্ব খেলা মাঝে নাহি নিস্তার জ্ঞান কৃপণে পরম যতনে জ্ঞান কৃপণে পরম যতনে কাটরে কাটরে করম রাম কৃষ্ণ চরণ সরজে মজরে মনম মধুবম রাম কৃষ্ণ রাম কৃষ্ণ নাম বলো রে বদনে মহেরি জমিনি হইবে ভোর দুঃস্বপ্ন জল রবে না দুঃস্বপ্ন জল রবে না ছুটে যাবে তোর ঘুমেরি ঘোর রাম কৃষ্ণ চরণ সরজে মজরে মনম মধুবম রাম কৃষ্ণ
Om pranaya swaha, om apanaya swaha, om vyanaya swaha, om udanaya swaha, om samanaya swaha. Om amritapidanamasi swaha. Om panarthodakam sarvadeva devi swarupaya Shri Ram Krishnaya namaha. Om amritapidanamasi swaha. Om Eshagandha Pushpa Sarvadeva Devi Swarupaya Shri Ram Krishnaya namaha. Om Etagandha Pushpa Patrish Sarvadeva Devi Swarupaya Shri Ram Krishnaya namaha. Om Hring Sarvadeva Devi Swarupinye Shri Sharda Deve namaha. Vam Angushtabhyam Nama Ving Tarjanibhyam Swaha Vum Madhyamabhyam Vaushat Vaing Anamikabhyam Hum Avong Kanishtabhyam Vaushat Kaha Karatala Prishtabhyam Straya Fat Vaung Hridayaya Namah, Vring Shirase Swaha, Vum Shikaya Voshat, Vaing Kavachaya Hum, Vaung Netrabhyam Voshat, Vaing Karatalu Prishtabhyam Astraya Fat. This is Swami Vivekananda's Puja that's commencing. Om Vishvacharya Jagadgurum Vivekananda Rupinam Vireshwaratma Utpannam Samadhi Sapta Rishi Mandala Gatam Jnana Bhakti Pradataram Padmaksha Gaura Vigraham Dhyayat Devam Jyoti Punjam Loka Kalyana Karikam. Om Ediganda Pushpe Adar Shaktya Dibhyo Namaha. Om Ediganda Rajatasana Namaha. Om Etajalam Rajatasana Namaha. Om Adipati Devaya Vishnave Namaha. Om Eda Sampradhanebhyo Srimats Vivekanandaya Namaha. Om Sarvabhutantarastaya Sarvabhutantaratmane Kalpayami Uparveshartham Asanam Te Nama Namaha. Om Aing Idam Rajatasanam Srimad Vivekanandaya Namaha. Om Yasya Darshanam Ichanti Deva Swadishta Siddhaya Tasmai Te Parameshana Swagatam Swagatam Prabhu Adyam Me Sapalam Janna Jivanam Safalakriya Swagatam Pratyatan Me Tapasam Salamagatam.
Murta Maheshwara Mujjala Bhaskara Mishtama Maranara Vandya Murta Maheshwara Mujjala Bhaskara Mishtama Maranara Vandya Gopinavandam Abhirabhihunkaranadita Dimukha Prachanda Tandava Nrityam नरवन्द्यम् मुक्ति मुक्ति कृपकटाक्ष प्रेक्षण मुक्ति मुक्ति कृपकटाक्ष प्रेक्षण मघदल विदलन दाक्षाम् बालचन्द्रधरमिन्दु वन्द्यमिह नौमि गुरु विवेकानन्दम् मूर्तमहेश्वर मुज्जल भास्कर मीर्सममर नरवन्द्यम् मूर्त महेश्वर मुज्जल भास्कर मीर्सममर नरवन्द्यम्
सर्वलोकेषु शुद्धात्म ददाति स्नेहमुत्तमम् ॐ ऐं इदं गन्धतैलं श्रीमद्विवेकानन्दाय नमः। ॐ इदं स्नानियोदकाय नमः। ॐ इदं स्नानियोदकाय नमः। ॐ इदं स्नानियोदकाय नमः। ॐ इदं सुशीतलं वारि स्वच्छं शुद्धं मनोहरं स्नानार्थं ते मया भक्त्या कल्पितं प्रतिगृह्यताम्। ॐ सहस्रशीर्षा पुरुष सहस्राक्ष सहस्रपात् स भूमिं विश्वतो वृत्वा अत्यतिष्ठद्दशाङ्गुलम् पुरुष एवेदगं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् उतामृतत्वक्षेशानः यदन्नेनातिरोहति एतावानस्य महिमा। ॐ इदं स्नानयोदकाय श्रीमद्विवेकानन्दाय नमः। वम एतस्मै उत्तरीयाय नमः वस्त्राय नमः। ओ माया चित्रपटाच्छिन्न जगद्गुह्य तेजसे निवारणं विज्ञाय वासस्ते कल्पयाम। ओम इदं वस्त्रं श्रीमद्विवेकानन्दाय नमः। ओम एतस्मै उत्तरीयाय नमः। ओम यमाश्रित्य महामाया जगत् सम्मोहिनं सदा तस्मै ते परमेशान कल्पयाम उत्तरीयम्। ओम इदं उत्तरीयं श्रीमद्विवेकानन्दाय नमः। वम एतस्मै गन्धाय नमः। वम एतस्मै गन्धाय नमः। वम एतस्मै गन्धाय नमः। ओम शरीरं ते न जानामि चेष्टं नैव च मया निवेदितान् गन्धात् प्रतिगृह्य विलिप्यताम्। ओम ऐं एष गन्ध श्रीमद्विवेकानन्दाय नमः। ओम वम एतस्मै पत्राय नमः। वम एतस्मै पत्राय नमः। ओम अमृतोद्भवं श्रीविक्षं शङ्करस्य सदा प्रियं बिल्वपत्रं पत्रं प्रयच्छामि पवित्रं ते सुरेश्वर। ओम एतानि सचन्दन पत्र श्रीमद्विवेकानन्दाय नमः। Take the whole thing. Yeah, remove all everything. Yeah. ओम एतस्मै धूपाय नमः। Vanaspati raso divyo gandhadya sumanohara agreya sarvadevanam dhupoyam pratigreyatam Om Eshadupa Srimad Vivekanandaya Namaha. Vametasmai Deepaya Suprakasho Mahadeepa Sarvatistimohara Sarvabhaya Bhyantar Jyoti Deepoyam Pratigana Omesha Deepa Srimad Vivekanandaya Namaha. The incense represents your mind, your prana, and the lamp represents your mind. Vamita Sopakrane Vidyaya Namaha, Vamita Sopakrane Vidyaya Namaha, Vidna Sopakrane Vidyaya Namaha. Rang, Vang, Om Idam Sopakrane Vidyam Srimad Vivekanandaya Namaha, Om Amritopastaranamasi Swaha, Om Pranaya Swaha, Om Apanaya Swaha, Om Vyanaya Swaha, Om Udanaya Swaha, Om Samanaya Swaha. Om Amritopastaranamasi Swaha, Om Amrita Pidanamasi Swaha. Om Idam Panarthodakam Sarvadeva Devi Swarupaya Shri Ram Krishnaya Namaha Vivekanandaya Namaha.
We'll sing Jayo Vireshwara on page 38.
Vamitasmai Panarthodakaya Namaha, Vamitasmai Panarthodakaya Namaha.
Jaya Vireshwara Viveka Bhaskara Jaya Jaya Shri Vivekananda Jaya Vireshwara Viveka Bhaskara Jaya Jaya Shri Vivekananda Indunibhanano Shundaralachano Vishamana Vajirabando Jaya Vireshwara Viveka Bhaskara Jaya Jaya Shri Vivekananda Indunibhanano Shundaralachano Vishamana Vajirabando Premadhalo Dhalo Kanti Shubhimala Premadhalo Dhalo shanto prema dhalo dhalo kanti shubhimala adhigata veda vedanta tyagati tikha tapasya ujjala chitani ramala shanto jaya vireshwaro viveka bhaskara jaya jaya shri vivekananda jaya vireshwaro viveka bhaskara jaya jaya shri vivekananda karma bhakti jnana trishula dharana chedana jiva moha bandho karma bhakti jnana trishula dharana chedana jiva moha bandho Brahma Parayana Namanarayana Dehi Dehi Charanaravindo Brahma Parayana Namanarayana Dehi Dehi Charanaravindo Jaya Vireshwaro Viveka Bhaskara Jaya Jaya Shri Vivekananda Jaya Vireshwaro Viveka Bhaskara Jaya Jaya Shri Vivekananda Induni Varnana Sundaralochana Vishamana Vajirabandha Jaya Vireshwaro Viveka Bhaskara Jaya Jaya Shri Vivekananda
Om Nirajana Swaha. Yeah. take light that other one. Doesn't matter. Take the plate. You go that side. You go from behind. You go from behind. Keep it outside. Sing a Vivekananda song.
We'll sing Veer Shanapati on page 40. Vishnapati Vivekananda ije dakiche ai avanetar apana bhuliya kato maharati chutiya jai Vishnapati Vivekananda ije dakiche ai Vishnapati Antodage Agni Mantra Dikhita Eno Vina Tantre Bhagavada Jata Daite Dalite Apana Shavite Ke Javiyai Vishnapati Vivekananda ije dakiche ai Shartadanda Bhogalal Eneche Jagate Shuddhu Halal Nibhate Ajike Dabanal Premovari Jene Chehai Esho Devo Esho Koruna Nidhan Laho Aji Momotonyo Pano Pran Kripa Kori Karo E Ashishodan Tabo Kaje Jano Jivana Jai Vishnapati Vivekananda ije dakiche ai Vishnapati.
Yeah, Pushpa. You got flowers. You should have given more. Anyway. Om. Please repeat after me. Om. Ing. Esha. Gandhapushpa. Sangaya. Savarnaya. Sashaktikaya. Saparshadaya. Srimad Vivekanandaya Namaha. Om Paratatve Sadalino Ramakrishna Samagnaya Yo Dharma Stapanarato Viresham Tam namamyaham. I worship Vireshwara, who was Vivekananda, who was always merged in the higher reality, who was one with Ramakrishna, and who worked to establish Dharma. May whatever I have done, said, thought in my life that was opposite to Dharma, may all that karma be offered to Vivekananda, and may he accept this offering of mine, and may he make me pure and steadfast in the knowledge of the Atman. The flowers will be collected, and then we'll put them all together. Om Trambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityurmukshiyamamritaat. I worship that sweet transcendental Lord, giver of all prosperity. May I be free from the bonds of death, like a ripe fruit falling from a tree. And may I again never forget my immortal nature. We dwell a little on a subject that's not generally spoken about. I'll bring in death, I'll bring in Shiva, and bring in Vivekananda. After his first visit to India after his tour of the US and Europe, etc., he was in Kashmir resting. There was Swami Nivedita also. So he decides to go to the cave of Amarnath, where there is a natural ice linga. And since he had aroused the entire country from Colombo right up to Almora, and the people were kind of all fascinated to get in touch with him and to interact with him. But he was interacting mainly with the monks, and he followed all the rules meant for a pilgrim as he was proceeding. And the cave, as we know, it's about 18,000 feet high up in the Himalayas. And Nivedita's description is there. It was large enough to hold a cathedral. And the great ice image of Shiva was in the corner, seated as it were in its own throne. Vivekananda, following all the rules, he had a bath in the cold water stream. And later, of course, the doctors said his heart was permanently damaged. They said he had a heart attack. But he was oblivious of it. He went there and he was only covered with ashes. That's the style, with those white ashes, and with only a loincloth, and he goes and prostrates in front of it. And there are thousands of people chanting the name of Shiva. It reverberates. So there, a profound mystical experience happened there for Swami Vivekananda. And Nivedita says, he never spoke about it, but through hints, he said that he was granted the grace of Amarnath, that is the Lord of immortality, not to die until he himself chose to do so. It is called Ichha Mrityu. You can die at will. When you will, you can die. We are nowhere near that. We also hear in the Mahabharata that the great warrior and the grandsire Bhishma, he also was granted that boon of dying whenever he wished. We all know death, and we have all seen pictures, we have heard of and seen, and we have lost loved or unloved ones, and even those whom we are not connected to. The whole world is in the throes, the grips of death. And it will continue as long as there is life. Death will follow as its shadow. Apoptosis is something called a programmed cell death. There's a kind of a message that goes all through the body. It's a programmed suicide. Die. It is different from necrosis, where the cell dies because of damage or some surrounding cells tell it, hey, get out. But this, we don't need to go into. But according to the yoga scriptures, one of the obstacles to yoga is the clinging on to life. If you cling to life, that's an obstacle to yoga. It's called a klesha. It's extremely difficult to overcome, the clinging on to life. Swamiji had been granted the wish to die at will. What is will? It is called Icha, and it's a power. Properly speaking, will refers to the ability to control one's own actions, emotions, and urges. It involves determination to attain that which is difficult. And every one of us has a will. But we have been told that this will is free. Nothing in this universe is free, and you think the will is free. That's another delusion. And we've been educated on that. No will is free. But Indian philosophy says, along with the will, there is also something called knowledge and power. So it is will coupled with knowledge and coupled with the power to work. So it is called Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti. These are the three things. So if you have a will, you also have knowledge, and you have the capacity or the potency to bring it to fruition. And everything in nature has it. It's not only human. Will is found wherever there is life. It is synonymous with life. In fact, the whole of evolution can be said to have been proceeded out of this will. And the knowledge and the work, the power. It began with Ekoham Bhavishyam, I am one, let me be many, and it became many. This is the will of God. And He did it through knowledge. Seeing all the factors, and according to the past creations, He built this one. And the Kriya Shakti, that is the power to attain, to work, is always there in this will. If it's there in nature, it's there in God, it's there in you, it's in everything. But only in us, we have thick layers of ignorance about it. Though it is dormant, it has to be exercised. Now, he had got a boon from Shiva to die at. Who is Shiva? Oh, Shiva is a deity that's even pre-Vedic. And Shiva, the concept of Shiva itself has evolved for thousands and thousands of years. Yes, it's not suddenly these gods have come. Every god in the world has a long evolution. And that's not only for gods in Hinduism, but every god. So he is one of the destroyer gods, and Brahma is a creator, and Vishnu is a preserver. But in strict Shiva terms, he is a creator, preserver, and destroyer. And he is an omniscient yogi. He has got both the benevolent and the malevolent side, because we like a gods to be both, like we are. So we don't want just goody-goody gods. We want them to now come and become like a thunder. So he is the Lord of yogis. Swami Vivekananda himself was a yogi. He is also an ideal of the monks. Swami Vivekananda was also a monk. I want to bring Swami Vivekananda and Shiva together. Sri Ramakrishna says of Swami Vivekananda, he is Nitya Siddha, he is an ever perfect soul. He is a Dhyana Siddha, he is ever perfect in meditation. And in him, the fire of knowledge is constantly burning. It is reducing all impurities to ashes. He also says that Maya cannot approach him. And he is always cutting to pieces the veils of Maya with the sword of knowledge. This was Swami Vivekananda. And who said this? Sri Ramakrishna himself. Maya cannot go close to God. It can come close to us, and we are trapped. So here we are. So Maya cannot just get near him. You know, he was born when he had two sisters, and his mother, as always, looking out for a son. His sisters had passed away. In those days, it was very common, childbirth. So his mother was praying for a son, and the best place to pray is to Shiva. Everybody goes there. I mean, mostly there. Others are there. So his mother was praying and fasting and practicing austerities. And she told an old aunt who lived in Benares to worship Shiva every day on Mondays. Mondays is an auspicious day for Shiva worship. She was doing it there, and she was fasting and praying for 1 whole year. And then one night she was sleeping and she had a dream. And the dream is, she saw the Lord Shiva rouse himself from his meditation and take the form of a male child who was to be her son. Her sleep broke. And she's saying, can this ocean of light be but a dream? Is it real? And she was blessed with a child. So he was named Vireshwar after the Shiva aspect that was worshipped in Benares. Vireshwar is the Lord of the heroes. And that was what Swami Vivekananda's name was, Vireshwara. So as a child, growing up, he was extremely restless. People come, their parents come and say, you know, Swami, my child is very restless. It's better to be restless. Later on, that other child will get depressed, suffer from depression. Let him be restless now. Now, he was extremely restless. He needed 2 nurses to look after him. And when all things failed, his mother used to pour water on his head and say, Shiva, 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 Shiva. And he used to quiet down. He's saying, I prayed to Shiva for a son and he sent one of his demons to me. He loved Rama and Sita, and he spent a lot of time worshipping them. But there was a coachman in their employment who was thoroughly against marriage, saying, don't get married. See my life miserable. I'm just telling you what's mentioned in the book, okay? So he comes and says, oh, Sita was married to Rama. And he was flustered. He went crying to his mother, they're married. And his mother understood, don't worry, you have Shiva. And she had given him some pocket money. He bought an image of Shiva, installed it, and he took the Rama and Sita statue, and when no one is looking, out it goes. And now he's supremely satisfied. He's sitting in front of the Shiva image and meditating like Shiva. Shri Ramakrishna, when he was in Dakshineshwar, he said, I saw a streak of light emerging from Benares and falling in Calcutta. And he says, my man will come. So there we see the connection, the streak of light. And Shri Ramakrishna has been waiting for his chief disciples. One of his early encounters with Shri Ramakrishna says, listen, in you is Shiva and in me is Shakti. Ultimately, these two are one. And Swamiji was young, Shri Ramakrishna also couldn't stomach any criticism of Swami Vivekananda. Today we are talking about Swami Vivekananda, we can criticizing him. Books and all being written criticizing Vivekananda. Shri Ramakrishna couldn't. He's saying, sprinkle Ganges water. Here, Shiva has been criticized. Shiva Ninda. So he said he just couldn't see anybody criticize Vivekananda. So 2 times Swami Vivekananda had gone and Shri Ramakrishna had given him some experiences, and Swamiji could not understand what these experiences were. Very high order. So Shri Ramakrishna was, I've seen all these, maybe I'm wrong, maybe. So 3rd time when Vivekananda had come, he's saying, let's go for a walk. And they go to a nearby garden house, Jadu Malik's garden house, and they go. And Swami Vivekananda now has steeled himself. If he's going to touch me, I'm going to use my willpower to stop being influenced by his touch. And Shri Ramakrishna comes and touches him, and there he goes. But this was a different samadhi. When Swamiji comes to, he sees Shri Ramakrishna touching his chest. And he does not say anything. Vivekananda also is confused. Shri Ramakrishna says, referring to the incident, I put several questions to him while he was in that state. I asked him about his antecedents, where he lived, his mission in the world, and the duration of his mortal life. He dived deep into himself and gave fitting answers to my questions. They only confirmed what I had seen and inferred about those things about him. But this will be a secret. There. He goes so far and then he says it's a secret. But he says, and the day he knows his real nature, he will give up his body through yoga by an act of will. Here it is again. So, Ichhamrityu, he will give up his body just through his will. Okay. So, his fascination for Shiva as a young boy kept on growing and growing and growing. When he was in the Himalayas, he always found, knowledge is unification. You and God and the world, etc. Ultimate unification. Knowledge brings together. It is ignorance that separates. Always. Wherever there is separation, where there is difference, where there is criticism, you can see thick ignorance. Wherever there is egotism, there is ignorance. Because ego separates. Knowledge unifies things. So, in the Himalayas, he found the 2 great confluence of Vedanta coupled with Bhakti, the worship of the Divine Mother. in the form of Shiva and Mother Parvati, the Ardhanarishwara, God as Shiva, male and female. This also brought him the idea of renunciation through philosophy and supreme love. He was unifying. So this was his message to the world that he was formulating, and he was spreading it out to the world. Now, post Amarnath, after he has come down from he's got a heart attack, etc., etc., but that came later, of course. He knew about. He has come down to Belur Math, and one time Swami Vivekananda is sitting down in this pose, meditating. His disciple comes and he sees Swami Vivekananda is in a very abstracted mood. He was like his guru, Ramakrishna. He used to keep him alone and he used to get into samadhi. So he comes and makes obeisance, and Vivekananda's mood broke a little. He's saying, "My son, you've come, please take your seat." And again he lapsed into silence. And then seeing him in that, he wanted to bring his mind down, the disciple. Saying, "What happened to your eye? It's kind of red." "Oh, it's nothing." Then he asked, "What happened in that cave in Amarnath? You want to tell me what you saw?" And the intensity of Swamiji's mood broke. He says, "Since visiting Amarnath, I feel as though Shiva is sitting on my head for 24 hours and he is not coming down." Oh my God. You know, he used to say, "I've hugged the form of death." Who's death? Yeah. Shiva is the god of destruction also, and Shiva is a grantor of immortality also. So, we see Nag Mahashai was one of the greatest householder disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. If he wasn't a householder, he would have been a world mover. But Sri Ramakrishna kept him like that to show the ideal life of householders. So his Sharat Chandra used to go to him and say, "I want to get initiated by you." Saying, "No, I'm not your guru. Your guru is Shiva himself." And that's how he comes to Vivekananda. He comes and he has a dream where he is worshipping Shiva in the form of Vivekananda. And he comes and tells Swami Vivekananda, "I've seen this. I want to now actualize it, make it, bring it out through my muscles and nerves here." So he takes the puja vessels. This cannot be used for any other thing but for puja. So he takes this and he uses this to worship Swami Vivekananda. And after he had worshipped, Swami Vivekananda is saying, "Be careful, Swami Premananda will now scold you because you used these same utensils. That Sri Ramakrishna, that is earmarked for Sri Ramakrishna." Swami Premananda comes. He says, "Well done," he says. He's saying, "Are you and Sri Ramakrishna different?" That's why in that mantra, Paratatve Sada Lino Ramakrishna Sama, his mind, 90% of his mind was merged in Brahman, the reality. Just a little part of it was down here with us. And who was same as Ramakrishna. So there was one Shivaratri and, everybody is in a joyful mood. and they dress Swami Vivekananda as Shiva. And when they dress him up as Shiva, with the long matted locks and with those that white ash on, and the garlands and all the Rudraksha beads, etc., Swami Vivekananda goes in, and he looked exactly like Shiva. They were stunned. So he takes a tanpura and starts singing a song on Rama. Yeah, don't worry, he loved Rama. And he was singing in such a melodious voice. Kunjantu Rama Rameti. Over and over. For 1 hour, people were kind of enthralled. It's not, he lifted everybody's mind there into a state of samadhi. And there they say that it was as if Shiva himself sitting there, singing Rama's name. So Nag Mahashaya one time had come to Belur Math after Swami Vivekananda had returned from the West. So he comes and says, Swamiji asks him, are you all right? You see, there are differences, but there's a similarity. Girish Ghosh used to say of Nag Mahashaya and Vivekananda, when Mahamaya wanted to tie Vivekananda with a rope, every time she tried to tie, he used to expand. And she was falling short of rope. She used to run to get some more rope, and in the meantime, Swami Vivekananda used to expand some more. And that kept on happening over and over. And then Mahamaya, she threw the rope out. Nothing doing. This guy cannot be caught. So she could not trap. And when she bought the rope to tie Nag Mahashaya, every time she tied, he became smaller. He shrunk. He kept on shrinking. And she tried to tie him up. Again he started shrinking and shrinking till she couldn't tie him also. So these are the two ways they were free from Maya. They were like godlike people. Nag Mahashaya says, I have come today to visit you. Jai Shiva Shankara, glory to Shankara. Shankara is the name of Shiva. I am blessed today verily to see Shiva. So Nag Mahashaya is seeing Vivekananda but as Shiva. Swamiji is saying, how is your health? Nag Mahashaya is saying, why are you asking about my health? This cage of flesh and bones, I am blessed today by seeing you. Nag Mahashaya prostrated in front of Swamiji, lifted him up. Nag Mahashaya said, I see with my inner eye that today I am blessed with the vision of Shiva himself. So he was seeing Vivekananda not as Vivekananda, as Shiva. Swamiji addressing, he trying to diverse. You can see how real bhakti has transformed Nag Mahashaya. He's lost himself in the divine. He had absolutely no body consciousness, Nag Mahashaya. Yes. So get some prasad for Premananda, get some prasad for Nag Mahashaya. He's saying what? He's saying, seeing you, my earthly hunger has vanished altogether. Another incident, I'll say that and we can close. Once Sharat Chandra, he was asked to massage Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda had lunch and he went to his room and he was resting. So it was hot and he tells his disciple, massage me. And so the disciple, he's blessed, but he's so careful and cautious. He's massaging him lightly. And Swamiji got annoyed. Go and call Raja, that is Swami Brahmananda, who was in the room besides. Go and call him. So Raja Maharaj comes. He had just gone to rest. Saying, Raja, you see, this Bengal, that is this guy from East Bengal, I told him to massage, he cannot do a good job about it. Why don't you massage me? And Swami Brahmananda, for a couple of hours, vigorously started massaging. See, when they were young, they were both wrestlers and they used to wrestle together. Brahmananda and Vivekananda, when they were young. So they knew each other since they were little boys. And Raja Maharaj kept on massaging him. He was drenched in sweat. And till he got tired, he never stopped. And then he went to his room to rest. The disciple, Swamiji's disciple, followed him. What is this? I'm confused. You are supposed to be the mind-born son of Sri Ramakrishna. He respected you so tremendously. You are his brother disciple. And you massaged him. Swami Vivekananda. So what are you talking about? In his own words, he said, don't you know that he is the Lord Shiva himself? Swami Vivekananda was Lord Shiva himself. This is something new. And the Lord he himself can dispense of his body whenever he is the will, the knowledge, and the power of God. Yes, this is Swami Vivekananda. So imagine him walking and living and working and lecturing in the US. Oh my God, in the East Coast, West Coast, in the Midwest. So Shiva himself was walking about and the earth was blessed because of his advent. So why did he come? Incognito. Yeah, incognito. To awaken our own Shiva nature. Don't think that, he is Shiva and what else are we? We are also Jiva. No. The whole of the puja was nothing but to convert you as a Jiva into Shiva, your real nature. You have forgotten your real nature through ignorance. And so, to awaken the Shiva nature within us, that is why he had come. There is no other reason why he has come. You think he has come just to go around and say hello, hello? No. He's come as an awakener of soul. Not only that, his brother disciple used to describe him in one word. L-O-V-E. He was love. We see him sometimes angry or something like that. No, it wasn't that. He was all love. He was Shiva himself. He had come. This is Vivekananda. Now you know who he is. Now you know why Shiva sitting on his head wasn't coming down. Why he himself had the saying when he knows who he is. Didn't he know who he was? That is another story for another time. But Sri Ramakrishna had locked up. He's saying, this is your mango. I'm going to lock it up. And I'm going to give you your mango after you've done my work. So once his mission was over, he knew. He was asked, do you know who you are? And he became grave, saying, yes. And once he knew this, he gave up his body. And in his own words, he tells Swami Ramakrishnananda, Shashi Maharaj, I have spat out my body. when you realize your own Shiva nature, you will overcome death. That which has been shadowing you, not only now, it has been shadowing you for the last few billion years. It's been. You will overcome that. And you will realize that you, by your nature, are immortal, deathless, birthless. You are that Shiva. That's why Shri Ramakrishna used to say, Jai Jeev She Shiv. That which is Jiva is Shiva. And that's why in the puja, one of the meditations is to take the Jiva, which is at the base of the sacral plexus, and raise it up to the 1,000-petal lotus where dwells Shiva. So the Jiva is unified with Shiva. So today, pray to Swami Vivekananda. Read about him. There's Swami Vivekananda is saying, his guru says about him, there will be no one like him who was ever born or will ever be born on this earth. That will be the day when you begin to understand your own Shiva nature. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu. A few announcements. As usual, we have prasad now after this. And we also have some books on Swami Vivekananda kept out, not for display. Pick up one of them and do something in life. Like reading about Swami Vivekananda. Reading, looking at YouTube and surfing the net. The guy gone crazy. Get back to your real self. Om, peace, peace, peace. Raka will sing us a song. Yes, of course, 1 month from now on, 22nd. Today is 26th. February, yeah, February 26th is Shivratri. There it is. We have worshipped Ramakrishna and Swamiji as Shiva. There's going to be a Shivratri. And on the 2nd March is Ramakrishna Puja. And then we open up. We are still in a winter recess. You can imagine how we are like. But just to kind of mark your calendar with that. 26th Feb and 2nd March. So Raka will sing, sing any song on Shiva or Vivekananda.
Yes, fitting to end with Shiva. We'll say Hara 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 Bhutanata.
Yes,
On page
that's a beautiful song.
Hara 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 Bhutanatha Pashupati. Hara 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 Bhutanatha Pashupati. Yogeshwara Mahadeva Shiva Pinakapani. Yogeshwara Mahadeva Shiva Pinakapani. Hara Hara Bhutanatha Pashupati. Hara 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 Bhutanatha Pashupati. Vardha Jala Tajata Jala Vardha Jala Tajata नाचत व्योमकेश भला सप्त भुवन धरत दाल तलमल बनी सप्त भुवन धरत दाल तलमल बनी हर 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 भूतनाथ पशुपति हर 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 भूतनाथ पशुपति योगेश्वर महादेव शिव पिनाकपाणि